Good afternoon. This is Brian Shannon speaking from Alpha Trends Blogspot. It is Wednesday, November 8th, 2006, and the market's closed with a nice gain today after starting out on a weak note after the elections were looked at. And that turned out to be a non-event for the market as the trend continues to be intact here. And we got another higher high in here today. So the uptrend remains intact. There's no telling where this rally can and will end. The year highs are 43.31 in the Nasdaq 100. Today's high was 43.20, and that's obviously within spitting distance here. So I think that we'll probably see a new high in the Nasdaq here over the next coming week or two. That's not going to be a significant event, I don't think, but it's something that it is a milestone that adds to confidence of investors, I think, and that's something that that's about all it's worth. But if we look at the 10-minute time frame, you can see the market did open a little bit lower in here. We were looking for support at 42.50, and the market came down. Today's low on the Nasdaq 100 was right around there, 42.47. Yesterday, I'd said that that's probably going to be where we get some support. We did get support there this morning, rallied up and recovered nicely, and then a nice push into the afternoon as well. So the market continues to show this sign of higher highs and higher lows on the 10-minute time frame as well as on the daily time frame. And when we look at the weekly time frame, again, we're getting close to breaking out here. Can the market continue to extend itself from there is anyone's guess. This is only a potential level of resistance. Just because there's sellers there once doesn't mean they'll be there again. But it is something, the price does have memory. It's something we have to keep in mind that perhaps it'll bring out some sellers, some profit takers at there. But the uptrend is still intact, and that's the most important thing to remember. Trend line breaks, stochastics, Bollinger Bands, whatever, they, at the end of the day, they really don't mean a lot, not to me at least. To me, it's about, are we continuing to make a series of higher highs and higher lows? In the S&P 500, we'd seen 139 as the old high, intraday high on the 26th, and the market closed at 38.78 that day. Today, we closed at 38.71. So we did make an intraday higher high. However, it was unable to close at a new closing high. And again, no reason for concern based on that. The uptrend is definitely still intact. The most important level of support is going to continue to be down near 136.20 because that's where we have our most recent higher low. Breaking below that would change the dynamics of the market to that of making lower lows, which could, be the beginning of a bigger pullback, or it may just be that the market would need to consolidate through time if that were to happen. But here again, on the 10-minute time frame, there's nothing here that tells us that we should be concerned about that happening right now. Right now I think we've got pretty good support down near 137. Let's call it 137.60, just below today's lows. Yesterday we were looking for that, 37.50, 37.40 level as important support. I think you can raise that a little bit. But here we've got, resistance so far. It's acting as resistance here at 139. And, the more times resistance is tested, the more likely it is to fail. We have a higher low. We've got these tests coming more frequently through time. So I think the next time we'll probably continue to break out and move higher from here. But again, as always, in a market that's extended like this, we need to, keep money management our number one priority and make sure you have a strategy for protecting the profits that you have in your account. The semiconductors, these stocks are continuing to do battle with that 50-day moving average. And, we've got a lot of mixed messages in here. I think the more important level of support remains down near 32.60. Breaking below that would be what would get me really bearish on this group. Right now, I think we're still kind of neutral in here, just, chopping back and forth. The declining 200-day moving average does concern me, but we've got a 50-day moving average that's still creeping higher, maybe about ready to flatten out. That doesn't really mean much here, but obviously we're in a choppy environment for the semiconductors. So we're not going to get any real read as far as leadership goes from the semiconductors. The mid-cap stocks, we'd seen a pretty good little shakeout with this lower low it made in here, and just a great recovery here the last week or so. This market continues to do very well. It's we're innocent till proven guilty with this rising 50-day moving average. The market continues to behave well, and it gave us a little bit of a scare, but again, that which does not kill it only makes it stronger, and that's definitely true in the market because you get people to throw their stocks away. The stocks go from, as they say, from the weak hands to the strong hands. Short sellers move in, they rush to cover, and that just all adds further upside when it does move back above that prior level of support, and that's what we've got going on in the mid caps. Here, I think we can look at 143 as an important level down near today's lows and that rising 5-day moving average. But this market continues to act good. It's got a nice bullish picture here on the 10-minute time frame. No reason to think it cannot continue to move higher. So the burden of proof continues to remain on the sellers in this market. Doesn't matter if we've got Democrats or Republicans, the trend is higher. Let's take a look at these stocks that we've been looking at. We were in Affymetrix, symbol AFFX, back a couple days ago. Let's see, we were in at about 25.75, and yesterday I had suggested raising your stop to 26.20, so you should have been stopped out of Affymetrix with a gain of about 45 cents. Atheros, symbol ATHR, we had gotten involved at 21.65 right here, and we had raised our stop a couple times in there. Yesterday I suggested raising it to 22.30, and you should have been stopped out right around that level near the open today with a gain of about 65 cents in ATHR. Vion, VION, just kind of continues to consolidate in here. Nothing really happening, good or bad. But on the daily time frame, it's just consolidating here. It's consolidating after this big volume break right here, and it's really got to get above, like I've been saying, about $1.58, maybe even $1.60 to continue higher. But we've got a great looking daily picture here. It's just working away, trying to move back, get back above this 200-day moving average. Getting back above there, I think we could see this stock getting up towards that $1.90 level. I do have a position in Vion as well. Brocade, symbol BRCD. Yesterday we had gotten involved in this stock on some strength, and I had suggested raising your stop today. I didn't write down the level, but basically you got stopped out with a gain of a penny in Brocade. SPRT we had been involved in at $5.33 yesterday. Our stop was at $5.41. I think you can raise that stop now to about $5.57, so that would give us about a 24-cent gain in SPRT. Nice percentage move. CCUR, this stock continues to just consolidate. Probably needs to get above, clear this $2.30 level to get moving. It's just a nice consolidation here above this prior level of resistance. This resistance acting as support here at about the $1.98 level, and once it can get moving here, I think we're going to see a shot up to about that 200-day moving average, maybe a little bit higher up to this prior level of support up near 235 or so. But CCUR continues to just hold on tight, but not yet get moving higher. Curis, symbol CRIS. This stock is rallying up to its 200-day moving average. I'd suggested buying this stock a couple days ago as it moved past $1.58, and yesterday we had our stop down at 148 or so. And then I suggested today in this stock to raise your stop to $1.58. I would say right now you want to raise your stop to $1.62, which would give us about a 4-cent gain if it does get stopped out. Otherwise, it looks like it ought to continue higher. Might have a little bit of problem with that 200-day moving average. We'll see. Next up, let's see. Last night we looked at Broadcom, and BRCM did exactly what I hoped it would do early on, which was come down to 31.55 and then buy it above 31.75. But then it did come down and tag our stop later in the day. So Broadcom was stopped out with a loss of about 23 cents. NightHawk NHWK, this stock, NightHawk Radiology. This stock I had suggested buying above $21 a share. You can see that happened right here. Our stop was then going to go at 20.72. I think on NightHawk, you could probably put your stop maybe just below here. Let's say $20.85 in NightHawk, giving us a theoretical risk now of about 15 cents. So we're cutting our risk almost in half there. InfoSpace, symbol INSP. We were looking for a move below 1985 and then a stop above 2003. You can see this high in here was 2001. So the position should still be open in InfoSpace, and I think you want to leave your stop at $20.03. Finally, we had Under Armour, symbol UARM, as a potential short sale. Wanted to sell it short on weakness, but it gapped down, and that nullified the trade. So no trade in Under Armour.